So, you know, this is one of those times where I really say we're not going to try to reinvent the wheel here. I mean, just looking at your setup from a quick glance, yes, your lower body's open, your chest and your upper body, they're aimed right square to the target. I'm hesitant to even change anything with the lower body, to be perfectly honest. The stroke looks good. You've got a good ball position. We took some really detailed video to see exactly whether you were coming into a curve or you were going to hit it on a glancing blow. You start square, your face opens, and you get back to square. So for you, a lot of the potential miss, or in this case, the potential to not make birdie from 15 feet, simply comes from the fact that we're not always completely getting it to that hole.
Yeah.
When you approach to hit probably 20 balls, and half of them either stop dead even to the hole or just short. So while yes, that's going to minimize your chance of having a big number on the putting green, it's also going to maximize the chance that you're not going to be making many birdies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link to this tempo trainer. The tempo trainer is really going to help you focus on just bump, 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 where the club needs to be at certain times, instead of really trying to engineer or manufacture the swing and getting the ball to the hole, just focusing on the rhythm of the swing itself. Because a lot of what happens when we leave that short is just that deceleration starting as we go through the ball. Again, like at first glance, I thought we might work on your setup, but truthfully, upon seeing how consistent your stroke was, I like that. The only real thing that I want you to do going forward is really focus on the swing of the stroke itself and in relation to tempo. That way we can start, one, getting a little bit more consistent, say, lag putting, even from a shorter distance.
Yeah.
But more than that, just really focused on giving every single ball a chance to go in the hole. You know, we had kind of bounced back and forth on this. I'd love your feedback on this one, because this is something that I'm not necessarily changing a lot of parts of your swing, but I do think it's going to give you a lot better chance of making lower scores. So I'd love to hear your feedback on this one.
I mean, you know, for me, it gives you some confidence just to know that the stroke itself is good. You know, because that's kind of been the question for me, is like, you know, based on the feeling of whether it's releasing or not, because I feel so, like, I'm such a handsy player, you know, in every aspect of my game, that like whether or not what I'm feeling is actually producing what would be effective, you know, knowing that it is, that it's actually still a good stroke that's coming back to square and all that stuff, like that gives me a lot of confidence. And then, you know, the setup feels comfortable, so I'm kind of happy to not change it.
Good.
You know, and I don't, you know, to me it was more about like, just, is what I'm doing even close to right?
Sure.
Or is it putting spin and putting, you know, is the face consistent at delivery? And it doesn't seem like that's the case. So it just kind of gives me some confidence. And then, you know, like you said, just working on tempo a little bit. You know, like you said, I just get a little decel-y sometimes. You know, so no, I mean, gives me kind of some positive feedback moving forward for sure.